Mad world. Mad world. Hello. It's Phil and Heather, and it is, what day is this? September 17th at 6 o'clock, and we are live. Hopefully, some folks are joining us. Let's take a look and see.
Let's have a look-see.
Hello, hello.
Joyce here.
Yay. Hello. I don't know why I only put one L when I do 300 O's.
I don't know.
I'm not much for the spelling. Mad world. It's Panorama Day. Panorama. At least 3 people did their very first panorama ever. So that is really cool. And 2 of them I know for a fact did it on the exact same day. So that was extra cool. And, you know, normally I'll produce 2 or 3 videos a week. You know, other 3 videos come out. Sometimes I might do 4. Well, I haven't produced a video in over a week, although I'm working on one right now, and it has something to do with this. This is a photo that my buddy Ray made of me last night at Finley Stadium, and that is the 500 F4 and the Z6 and the FTZ adapter with a garbage bag from our kitchen attached to it in a driving rain. Thanks, Ray, for the picture, but that's kind of Ray's gig. My buddy Ray, his thing is photographing the Chattanooga Football Club, which is our soccer team here in Chattanooga, and I acquired a media pass and shot their last 2 games, and so I'm going to try to throw together a video of the best photographs from that. But it rained both matches. This was last night, Wednesday night, and the other one was the previous Saturday. So 2 matches in 4 days plus working. Hadn't been able to make many videos while that's been going on, but doesn't matter because I'm way ahead. We've got videos done all the way until my birthday, October 14th. There's all the way done up, so it's okay if I have a week where I don't produce a lot of videos because I'm way ahead. So what's going on with you, Miss Heather?
Not a whole lot.
How's your foot?
It's good. I'd say we're 85% better. I have not been in the boot in it at all at home.
She wore the boot to the soccer match. Oh, and she fell. She fell we went to Chattanooga Brewing, directly across the street from the stadium, and she fell. The floor was wet.
Yeah.
So she's fallen twice since she fell and broke her foot. She likes to fall.
That's what I do.
It's okay. She announced just like 5 minutes ago that she wants to drive to her parents' house in Dalton and watch a football game Saturday.
Go Dogs.
I didn't think she was able to
Go
drive. You know that's your
Dogs. Sick 'em. No, sick 'em.
Oh. It's football time in Tennessee.
No, it's not.
Anyway, but that's your gas and your brake foot.
Yeah.
Which the gas foot doesn't worry me that much, but the brake foot, if you get into a panic stop, kind of
I'll be
worries
okay.
me. Okay, well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens with that. So, let's see. This is September 17th. Our next live stream will be October the 1st. And then 2 weeks after that is we will not be having a live stream that week because we're going back to Disney World, and we'll be at Disney World on that Thursday. Now, we may go live from my cell phone for just a minute while we're walking around the park at 6 o'clock. But we definitely won't do something like this. So I think the next photo challenge might be something a little harder. I've got kind of an easy one for this week. And this one, you know, the Panorama photo challenge was
hard.
It was kind of hard. So we didn't get a whole lot of photos, but that's okay. That's okay. We got quite a few, just not a ton. What's everybody saying? Good evening, everyone from Cuban Rum. How many images from the game last night? Oh, I took Mike. I made just over 2,200, of which I liked 47, and that's about the same numbers from Saturday night. I think I took maybe a couple hundred more last Saturday, and I had 3 more that I liked enough to to keep. And you can look at them now. They're on my Phil Thatch Photography Facebook page. All the images from both matches are there. Hi, Randy. Totally forgot to make one at the game yesterday. That's okay, Ray. You're just like me. You've been shooting a bunch of soccer lately. Plus, Ray has other responsibilities. I got there at actual kickoff.
Yeah.
Ray had stuff to do beforehand, photography wise. He's a busy bee when soccer season's going around. Hey, Ray, are they going to do playoff matches? Is there going to be more matches at Finley, or are they done?
They said that they were going to a fall tournament. I don't know if there will be matches at Finley or not. I'm sure Ray knows.
Let's see. Who else am I missing?
We won the East.
Yeah.
NISA East League Championship.
That's right. Scored the maximum points you can score in a match is 3.
Oh, dang. He said the tournament's in Detroit.
Oh, well, we're not going to that. So I guess we're done. Oh, cool. Randy says and we'll talk about that in a little while, but his stuff came in, so that is awesome. Is there anything else I'm missing? Hello, Joe. Hello, Ivan. Hello, Cuban Rum. Hello, Mike. Joy says falling is good. Yeah, Joe says just checking if gravity is still there. Heather checks on gravity on the regular.
I have a degree in science. I gotta test it every now and then.
Right. Tournament is in Detroit. Okay, so let's see. Where'd my thing go? There we go. Let's talk about David. David's live stream is not this coming Tuesday, but the one after that, or is it this coming Tuesday? It's this coming Tuesday, and his photo challenge is front yard, and he didn't say this, but I think it's okay if it's in your side yard or your backyard, just something that you do at your house, and I think that's a cool photo challenge, and I do a lot of photography and make a lot of videos. My most recent video, our front stoop is like 6 feet by 4 feet, and the entire video was made on our front stoop. so you can do photography at home in your front yard for sure. So that is a cool photo challenge for David.
Mike says Heather is lucky that it's not a long way to the ground.
That's very true. That's very true. If I fall, it's a major event. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's do our thank you. Okay, so Randy Boxnick was watching some of our videos, and I've got the mask that has the Phil Thatcher Photography logo that's at the beginning of all my videos. It's this logo right here without the live crap on top of it. And Heather made that logo for me. And so Randy commented on one of the videos asking Heather to make a logo for him. And so Heather did, and she put it where she does all her photography and artwork. She put it on Redbubble. Mm-hmm. And Randy liked it and bought some masks with the logo, and he bought a t-shirt with the logo, and he bought a hooded sweatshirt with the logo and a spiral nut. He bought all sorts of stuff. So that was really cool. And in addition to that, he also made another very generous donation to the channel to help keep us afloat. So we appreciate you, Mr. Randy. Thank you very, very much. And there's the logo without the Haunted Mansion thank you above it. There's the logo that Heather made for Randy. So if anybody else needs a logo for their photography, just message Heather. She's pretty good at making them. Thanks, Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
Oh, speaking of thank yous, you see right there?
Oh, yeah.
If you look over I'm messing this up. I can't.
It's right.
If you look right there in the hallway, that is Heather's picture of the Fallen 5 memorial that Randy printed. There
Not
it is.
Randy, Mike.
That Mike printed. Gosh, I get my Mikes and my Randys mixed up. Sorry about that. I still can't get my... There we go. Right there. There it is, hanging in the hallway above the thermostat. So, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Let's see. Did I mention I made pictures last night in the rain with a garbage bag on my camera?
Did I mention that I busted it with a beer in my hand and clothed myself?
Oh yeah, she had a. I was carrying 2 pints of Chestnut Street Brown Ale, and that place where we were at is where they make it. We talk about Chestnut Street Brown Ale all the time on the channel because it's so good. We were at the place where they make it, and I had 2 in my hand. Heather had 1, and she
down.
fell, and she didn't spit. Well,
I spilled maybe a couple ounces. I had taken a gulp out of it before.
Okay, I was thinking she might have spilled 6 ounces, but anyway, most of it was left in her pint cup.
I saved that beer.
Yes, she did. So anyway, that was fun.
Bass angler dropped the camera, just don't spill the beer. Yep.
Oh, the camera was in my backpack. I didn't have the big camera. I brought a small camera there. I thought I might make a couple of video clips, but things got really weird after the fall, and it was just anyway, very strange. Now let's see. I need to make that go away. And where is Lightroom? Okay, so there are the pictures. We only got 26 this time, and that's okay because this one was harder. You know, Ray, who's watching, Ray's great at panoramas. Ray was doing panoramas before I had the slightest idea how to do one, and I figured he would have sent me a greatest hits. But anyway, he's been busy, so sometimes it's hard to get everything done. But I appreciate everybody who sent one, and I appreciate everybody who's watching. And there goes my phone making weird sounds. There's a new Mazda coming out. Okay, I'm sure I'll be selling that at some point. So, let's see. I'm going to get my email going.
Mike asked if I could take an existing logo and put it on a mask. Yes, I can if you need me to do that.
Yeah. But of course. Do you remember who the first one was?
Yeah, it's Cuban rum.
Oh yeah, the Panorama from Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's got a great story about it. So we are going to start out. I'm just going to read. Actually, you know what? I'll put it on the screen. Although I can't click on it on that monitor. Look at that monstrosity. Let me see. I'm going to press info.
There you go.
This. So just for a frame of reference, 24 megapixels is 4,000 by 6,000. This panorama is 36,768 by 3,790. So it's almost as tall, top to bottom, as a 24 megapixel image would be. But it is, what's 6 times 6 is 36. It's over 6 times as wide as a 24 megapixel image would be. So let's read what Cuban Rum has to say. Hi, Phil and Heather.
I haven't seen this email yet.
Hi, Phil and Heather. It's your fault, Phil, for challenging a crazy Cuban. I decided I was going to create the mother of all panorama of Miami. This is a highly compressed photo of the panorama. I used the Z7 and my Tamron 70-200 at 200 millimeters. I stitched 50 46 megabyte images. The raw file after combining was 4.5 gigabytes. It exceeded the capacity of Lightroom. I found out that the maximum image size in Lightroom is either 512 megapixels or 65k pixels on the long edge. I know because I exceeded one of them. This was the workflow. Lightroom, create 2 panoramas, left side and right side. Photoshop, combine the 2 panoramas. Capture One, which is another photo editor, to do cropping and saving to a manageable file. Lightroom for some editing and saving to the JPEG you have. I needed to make sure that Lightroom could handle it.
See you, Bassman. He's got to go finish mowing before it gets dark.
I gotcha. Listen to some Van Halen while you're mowing, bro. Let's see. This photo is less than perfect, but after so many hours of other things I had to do so I could even get to this, it will have to do. I almost bought a new iMac to process this file. The original is super detailed, and you can go practically into people's homes. On the far right of the panel, you can see the tip of the Freedom Tower, and on the far left is the Port of Miami and the Royal Caribbean building where I used to work before COVID took my job. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, that sucks.
I still have about 10 other panoramas to do, but I'm scared. I hope you like the photo and are willing to overlook several other shortcomings, which I haven't noticed any yet, that I will fix when I have the guts to tackle it again. See you tonight on the live stream. Cool. All right, so
This is
now,
awesome.
the thing about this thing being 36,768 by 3,790, if I tell the computer to go 100%, like, look at that. That's the sign right here in the foreground, this manatee zone, which I love that. I see that in Vero Beach. Let's see. Where'd he say was...
The Freedom Tower is on the far...
Look at this. Look at this boat.
Far right is the... Oh, that's awesome. He said far right is the tip of the Freedom Tower.
I don't know exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, is that it? Okay.
I don't know if that's it or not.
I would think that would probably be it. But look at the resolution. See, that's one of the things about, if you can make a wide picture. I'm going to get myself on the screen here for a second. You can make a wide picture and crop the top and the bottom, and it'll look like a panorama. But if you want to print it really, really big, panorama, especially, I don't have the highest resolution camera I have is my D800, which is 36 megapixels. But the Z7 is quite a bit more than that. And what did he say it was? 40 images?
40 or 50, something crazy.
50 Z7 images to make this thing. Look at this thing. I mean, holy high res. You could print this thing, well, let's see, at 300 DPI. What is 36,768 divided by 300?
36,768
So that's inches,
divided
right?
by 300 is 122.56.
12 feet. If you could print it 300 DPI, 12 feet wide.
That's awesome.
I mean, it is super cool.
I
Look at
love
that.
this
Look at-
building.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, Todd.
Are those under construction? Look at this boat.
I don't think we're sharing the screen.
Oh, I'm sitting here looking around at the... Sorry.
We're
Sorry.
losing it.
I'm over here looking at the super high resness of it. I look at this.
Oh, it's like a little pier.
I mean, there is just a ton of detail in this.
It's awesome, Cuban Rum.
Super cool. So this is what I would call... This is what I would call a ribbon panorama because it's really, really wide and not very tall. And I love these. I'm a YouTuber, so I like these to put in videos because you can tell the video software to scroll slowly left and right on it, and you can see all that detail of the ribbon panorama. You got something?
Yeah, Randy wants to know how many photos do you typically use in a panorama?
There's typically
5 to 10 usually.
probably 10 or less. But I've never made one of the entire city of Miami, so there's that.
Yeah.
I've got 2 that I of mine for tonight's, and one's 9 and one's 12. But you don't have to do all one level either. You can do. There's a thing called the Brennizer method that I've been studying the last few days. I haven't had a chance to try it, but it's a bokeh panorama, and what you do is you use like a lens that would make a really cool bokeh-fied portrait, like an 85 millimeter 1.8, or maybe that new 50 millimeter f1 that Fuji's come out with, or you could use the Fuji's 56 1.2, or you could use your 70 to 200 2.8. Anyway, a bokeh lens that's good for portraits, and you get your subject of your portrait in the middle and snap the shot, and then you can do like 3 rows around them, and everything will be, you don't change your focus, just like the panoramas that we did tonight. You don't change your focus, you don't change your white balance, you don't change your exposure, and then you stitch. and it might come out to a 2:3 aspect ratio, not super crazy wide, but the it'll have the bokeh throughout, bokeh panorama, and I think it was invented by a guy named Ryan Brennezer. And anyway, I've watched 3 or 4 videos about it on the YouTubes, and I believe I'm going to try it at some point. I'll have to maybe get my daughter and her boyfriend to be the subject of my Brennezer panorama. I shan't be answering that. Okay, so thank you, Cuban Rum, for that awesome, monstrous panorama. All right, this is Dana Garrett. See if I can find hers. This one is 7 shots, and I love the clouds in this.
Yeah.
I really, really love the clouds in this. It's super cool, and I love these old jets and this tower. Really, really cool. And you know, even though the entirety of this, do I have the right thing on the screen?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Even though the entirety of this jet on the left-hand side is not in there, it still has everything you need.
Yeah.
But I doubt, without doing a panorama, let's see what lens was used here.
Hitting eye. 16 to 80 at 40 millimeters.
Yeah. I doubt you can make this shot, maybe not even with an ultra wide from where you had to stand.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Let's see what it looks like full screen. Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, those clouds are super cool.
Yeah, the clouds are cool. The planes are cool.
Check out the blunt nose on that one. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I wonder if it just has its nose removed.
I think that's, I'm not really knowledgeable on jets. We could almost see what it is.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way they are. There may be some radar assembly right there or something.
Gotcha.
Or maybe that's supposed to be open. Maybe that's an air intake for the jet.
Mm.
And the jet might be in the center. Because this plane's got something covering up its air intake.
Yeah, it does.
This one does not. But as we zoom in 1-to-1, you can see all the detail.
Yeah.
What did we say this was? This was 6,700 by 26. So this is, 6,000 by 4,000 is 24 megapixels. So this either, she may not have sent the full resolution of this thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think Cuban Rome did either of his.
Yeah, probably not.
But it's really cool. It's really cool. Are there any comments that I'm missing?
Great shot. Love the clouds.
Joe says intake. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Panorama. Yeah, there you go. Bokeh panorama, bokeh-fied panorama. It's fluffy. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Mike knows what they are. The one on the left is a
B58.
They have the intakes covered so kids and varmints can't crawl in. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
What about the one on the right? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
This one is George Nagata.
All right.
This is very cool. I like
So this one's 12,639 by 3443. So it's basically like 4 24 megapixel pictures. Okay, hi Phil and Heather. I like taking astro photos or weather photos, so I am on the roof of my building a lot. I took the pending sunrise Friday morning here in Chicago hours after the last live stream. He took it just that same night. The sun rises directly to the east now that we are close to equinox. I took 5 photos looking to the northeast, and the last photo looks directly south towards downtown Chicago, and you can see the Hancock building looming in the dark to the right of this panorama. I shot all 5 photos using my Nikon Z50 with the 24mm AI lens attached with the F to Z. So he didn't use he used a vintage lens. All photos were shot at ISO 200 f8, 1/5 of a second. 99% of my landscape photos are shot at f8 or f11. That makes perfect sense. I use Corel Draw to manually line up the photos into one image and use Photoshop to trim it. That is interesting. Stitching photos in Photoshop takes my computer hours to do, so I did it by hand.
Oh.
Talk to you guys in the next live stream.
Yeah, this is great. I love the color here.
Yeah.
And you can,
Come on, computer load.
Here we go.
Is that the Sears Tower, you think?
Yeah, probably so. No, I've never been to Chicago.
Been to Chicago, but just ever so briefly.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I love the way the colors just fade from what do you say it was, sunrise or sunset?
I think you said sunrise.
From sunrise to still dark, depending on which way you're facing.
Yeah. I love the colors in this.
Very cool. Thank you, George. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I know who this one is. This is Heather Brianne Boyd. This is her very first panorama ever. Right here, we went to a parking garage, which so this was the video that will be about the making of this shot and a few others. Is our third parking garage video, and this is looking towards the Tennessee River. This building on the left is the original Tennessee Aquarium building, the River Journey building. And this building here in the middle is the second Tennessee Aquarium building. This is the Ocean Journey building. And then here's the Walnut Street pedestrian bridge, which you see us and David Saylors hanging around on this bridge all the time. And Heather, what'd you use? Did you use the 18-400 or did I?
No.
Did I make you use something else?
This is on the Z50 with the 16-50. And I think this is about 34 millimeters.
Yeah, there you go. I recommended that she use, instead of using that I mean, it's not really huge and heavy, but it's heavier. This 16-50 lens is light as a feather, and I figured it would be easier for her to get the tripod level and make her panorama with it, and it worked out just fine because see here she is at 34 millimeters, and with that 18-400, there's a lot of extra weight for focal length she wasn't going to use. This is Puckett's down here in the bottom right, a restaurant.
Cuban Rum asked how long I've been taking photos. 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, she's been watching me take photos for 4 years and sitting right here in the chair that she's in right now, watching me toil over Lightroom and stuff. And she's super smart and is very computer literate. And you've taken some actual Photoshop and Lightroom classes, haven't you?
Yeah. So I'm actually an instructional designer by trade, which meant that I had to go through a lot of. I didn't do Lightroom necessarily, but Photoshop, yes.
Yeah, I find myself, even though I've been fooling around with Photoshop and Lightroom for a decade, I find myself learning stuff from her all the time. So, I don't think she's like an action photographer.
No.
But she definitely has her head around how to make a landscape photo, because we talk about it all the time. Mm-hmm. And she can either just ignore me while I'm droning on about aperture and ISO and shutter speed, or she can pay attention and just all of a sudden say, you know what, I need a camera. I understand all this crap, so why not just do it? And this is the results of when you put a camera in her hands.
You are being blown up upon. Thank you, Cuban Rum. That's really nice.
Did somebody say some nice things?
He said he thought I hadn't been doing it long, and I have a great eye.
She's cute, too. Okay, so this was Heather's first ever panorama. How many shots was it? Do you remember?
This was, I think, a 7-shot panorama. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And we're on the 5th floor of the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. Yeah, that's a fun video. I make a panorama myself of this same thing, but Heather decided just to concentrate on the main elements, the 2 aquarium buildings and the pedestrian bridge, and I went way further left and way further right.
Yeah, and I really wanted those stars on that bridge. I worked
Yeah.
hard for those
It's it's
stars.
interesting because you can see. First of all, the stars look really cool, and
Yeah.
Heather didn't send me the maximum resolution of this.
No.
So this would have a lot more detail if this was the actual maximum resolution file. But it's interesting how the lights have different hues to them depending on when they were made,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. And also it's annoying to me how sometimes when a light burns out they don't replace it. So you can see several missing lights here, and there's one missing there. But that bridge is awesome. Really,
Yeah.
really cool. We have a video coming up where we start on the far side of the we start over here on the north shore, and I roll Heather all the way across that bridge in the wheelchair, and she does street photography with the 18-400, and then we get something to eat on this side and roll her all the way back. So that's pretty cool. All right, what is the next one?
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so
another one of mine.
yeah, this next one is because you can do a panorama because you want a lot of resolution on a really big file, or you can do a panorama because you can't get far enough back to get what you want to shoot in the picture. And that is the case on this next one. We were in Knoxville doing street photography, and Heather's been making photographs of doors. She's got this photo project where she likes to make photographs of interesting doors. And with the 18-400, usually she'll shoot from all the way across the street.
Yeah.
But this particular
You're
door,
not,
oh
you're not
crap!
showing it.
This particular door in Knoxville is there's a light post directly in front of the door. So to shoot straight at it like she wanted to do, there'd be the light post in the way. So we came over to this side of the road. Well, she had the 18-400 on, and 18's pretty wide, but on an APS-C camera, it's definitely not ultra wide. It's 27 millimeter equivalent. So she wasn't going to be able to get the whole door in. I said, why don't you do a panorama? Why don't you do a panorama? So I told her to shoot horizontal. Like a lot of times on a panorama, you'll shoot vertical and go left to right. She shot horizontal and went bottom to top, and that's 9 shots right there. That is a 9-shot vertical panorama, and in the end, she was able to, it's just a doorway. It's not something huge, but the only way she could get that shot, she could have put her ultra wide on, but I bet it would have had a ton of distortion. This looks pretty
Well,
clean.
and this also did have some distortion that I had to clean up because I was sitting in the wheelchair and I had to. But yeah.
Does it show the resolution?
It might if you. Well, I've downsized it too. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did 2160 on the short end.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is a 9-shot, a 9-shot panorama of a door, and without the panorama or an ultra wide, she doesn't get this shot.
Yep.
So that's another reason to do a panorama. All right, this is Joe. I love this. This is a macro-rama. Let me see if I can find his message. Joe.
Right there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, hello Phil and Heather. Hope you don't mind all the text below. No, we appreciate all the text below, but they are interesting stories. Feel free to share them or not. Let's see. Photo 1, dice on the table, and these are like the dice that you would use for Dungeons and Dragons. There's a 20-sided die there. I think that's an 8-sided. Maybe that. Don't they have 10-sided die in?
I don't know. I don't know much about dice.
Yeah. Of course, these regular ones are 6-sided. I think there's 10-sided too, but that's definitely a 20-sided. Okay, sorry. Dice on the table. 3-photo macro pano taken with the Z6 using, this is crazy, listen to this, y'all, using the Hellfire lens. Lightroom will report 15 millimeters and f4. Both are incorrect. Last year, a neighbor was tossing out an old projection TV from the 80s, and I snatched the lens assemblies from it. Three separate units. Ripped one apart and shuffled the internal lenses around. Giant 3-inch glass lenses. Carved down to the plastic assembly shell and attached a Canon mount reverse ring, normally, to give it a mount. Then attach that to a Canon to Sony mount iris aperture adapter. It's the only way to focus this beast. Then the Sony mount connects nicely to the FTZ, which this blows my mind. Bet no one tries that, but it works. Apparently E mount and F mount are identical, but just click into place by rotating in opposite directions while mounting the units. Only works with lenses without electronics, of course. Then FTZ to Z6. So that's a lot of mess. So this was made with a lens from a projection TV.
That is cool.
Is that crazy? Let's see. Okay, that was long, but I thought you'd find it interesting. I can email you images of this monster. I should have requested that. Why Hellfire? Because why not? The bokeh is straight up amazing and just butter. Downside, can only focus between 4 and 12 inches. But if you're doing a macro, what else you need? I can get it to focus further, but that involves a set of bellows, making this monster truly ugly. That
is awesome.
That is a really, really awesome photo. That's almost like a bokeh panorama right there. You know what I mean? It's a similar thing to the, except for with just ridiculous equipment. Look at the out of focus of the front of this table, making a stripe of foreground bokehness.
It's awesome.
Very cool. Yep, he said it would report f4 in 15 millimeters. Both of those are not correct. Okay, what's next? All right, this is Joe Pano number 2. He says, right time, wrong place. 5 photo panel. I was out waiting for the sun to set at the marsh when a giant sheet cloud rolled in, blocked everything. You can still kind of see it in this photo. I did some shooting, but headed back to the car. At the parking lot, I turned around and bam, the sky lit up.
Oh, wow.
Look at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently there was a tiny break in the clouds on the deep horizon a moment before the sun dipped below it. So, got the sunset, wrong place, through the power lines and a highway overpass.
That's awesome.
It's still beautiful. I mean, that part right there is amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And that's with the 24 to 70 f4. Very cool. Okay.
Ooh. Yellow.
Heart of the Heavens, 4-shot pano from July and Neowise. The sun set and start of blue hour, and the sun still casting a glow on the horizon. The underglow lighting up the bottoms of the clouds is light pollution from the mall and several shopping plazas in town. I didn't realize I had this shot until I got home and started processing the images before this one and after. The heart is not there. The clouds were very fast moving that evening. Lucky shot. See the heart? Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
I didn't even...
Yeah. Very cool. That's pretty. Let's look at the dice again. Ooh, look at those dice.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Joy?
I think Joy is next. Let's see if I don't know if she wrote a story about hers or not. Okay.
Oh, cool. Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
All right, here is Joy. She says, my very first pano shot, 10 frames stitched together in Lightroom. Phil was very helpful with info on how to do this. Yes, we sent text messages back and forth that day for quite a while. And then that night is when Heather and I went, and Heather did her first panel. Local Amish community in Delano, Tennessee. Nikon D7500 with the Tamron 18-400 one lens to rule them all. 1/100th f10 ISO 138 millimeters. Really beautiful. Nice job. Great first effort. I like it a lot.
You can see all the crops.
Let's see. I'm not sure. No, she sent it. I don't know if that's full res, but it's pretty high. It's 16,000 by 39, so we should be able to see once my slow computer loads it up. We should be able to see lots of
this.
Yeah, the weather vane.
Yeah.
Or is that what that is?
I don't. Oh, that looks like it's a
that's
cold frame.
like a greenhouse or something. They got corn going on, just all sorts of
That's
information
awesome.
in this.
This is really good, Joy.
cool.
Another.
Yeah. So you can, with a 20 megapixel camera, you can get a lot of information in 10 frames. And it's just amazing to me how well Lightroom stitches these things together. It's just it's a fantastic tool, and I think it's worth the $9.99 a month that you pay for it. Very cool.
Okay. Next
All
one
right.
is Joy too.
Yeah, let me see if I can find her other email message.
We managed to get the file names in alphabetical order. If you realized.
Yeah, Heather helped me figure out how to do that. She's smart and stuff. All right, Joy number 2. This is a place that I'm very familiar with. This is the Hiawassee Wildlife Refuge. This is where you go in the wintertime to see sandhill cranes.
Or to break your toe.
Or to break your toe. Yes, Heather fell there. Heather fell at the Hiawassee Wildlife Refuge. She says, I seriously need to get an L bracket if I'm going to do panos. And not just for panos. Just anytime you're going to do a vertical shot, an L bracket makes it so much easier. But for panos, it's exponentially better. But, I did panos for years without one, and then all of a sudden I got one. I'm like, holy crap, what was I doing without this? And I really need one for the Z50, honestly. They don't have an inexpensive one for the Z50. The cheapest one is the three-legged thing, I think, and it's like $89.
I think that's the only one right now.
Yeah. But I may get it one day. Very cool, Joy. We love this area, even though sometimes we break our feet. Is that that's a house for something? But you'll see down here in this water in the wintertime, you'll see sandhill cranes and American white pelicans and all sorts of stuff.
I love the pelicans.
Very cool. This is near the confluence of the Hiawassee and Tennessee rivers, where the Hiawassee spills into the Tennessee, and it's a.
I think did we do a video from there one time on New Year's Day? I don't know if we did or
well,
not.
we did on New Year's Day. We did a video. We went all the way around Hiawassee Island.
Yeah.
Which is basically right over here.
Over there, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I've done videos from here. I've flown the drone around here. Lots of stuff. Very cool, Joy. Great location, great photo. Let's see. This is Mike.
That's Mike.
This is Mike. I don't think he had a story about his. But the good news is Mike has his problem was his email program was shrinking his files when he mailed them.
Oh.
And now we've got 5760 by 3240, so that's just a smidge. If it weren't for the 16:9 crop and probably a little straighten, this would be 24 megapixels. I think he made this with some Canon gear. Yeah, 24 to 105 f4L. That sounds very Canon. It's cool though. It's beautiful. Is this a mill? I guess it is a mill. It says Stars Mill.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Really pretty. I like the colors in the sky over here on the right.
I like all the ways the water comes through.
I bet you can, at some times of year, you can probably get some pretty cool waterfowl pictures
Probably
around
so.
this place. I'm surprised the Google monster has not figured out where Stars Mill is.
Shush.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I'll pull out the Google later. Fayetteville,
Is that in Georgia?
Georgia. Oh, there's a high school named after it.
Yeah. Looks like there's a pretty good waterfall on the other side of this thingamabob.
Yeah, like I said, it reminds me of Prater's Mill.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, they have a pretty good waterfall like that too.
Very cool. Oh, I haven't been thanking everybody for sending pictures. Everybody who's sent a picture already, and I forgot to thank you. Thanks for sending that picture. And Mike, thank you for sending this one. Let's see, who is next? Okay, now this is our next contestant on the Price is Right showcase.
Wow. Mike said a lady sent him a shot from there this morning after the rain. Water was halfway up the falls. I've been wondering how much rain you guys down near Atlanta have been getting. It hadn't been bad up here, but I know you guys are supposed to get soaked.
Yeah, we got some rain and it was windy, but it wasn't anything to write home about. So this next photo is from Paul Hoffmaster, and this was a late arrival that didn't get in for 2 weeks ago's architecture.
Oh, okay. It's very cool.
Yeah, we were, Heather and I were looking at this building, and both of us said this brickwork looks like it's made of Legos. It's really cool. It's like I would think this building
Looks like a school.
is relatively.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Now
Hospital.
it's time to Google.
St. Joseph Hospital Foundation.
Yeah, I would think that this building is relatively modern, but designed to look like it's old. I like the flowers down here on the left.
Denver. Part of a hospital complex.
Yeah. Does it say what year it's made?
Let's see.
It's a cool looking building. Look at
What is the Mullen Building?
It's good to have a Googler.
1933.
Oh, so it's not all that new. That's cool. That's modern looking for 1933.
It was a nurse's home.
Really cool. Thank you, Paul. Sorry I didn't get that one in last week. Okay.
This is awesome.
Let's see what is next. I can't remember who that is. Does it say?
I think it's Peter Nagy. I saw him. Scroll back up.
Yeah, I had it. Thank you.
Ren and Stimpy.
So that is this is Peter, and he made this with let's see, it's 8192 by 1856. Sony A3000 model Ren from the Ren and Stimpy show. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Sorry I could not find the Peter Nagy Panorama file name version. No problem. I changed the name for you. No problem at all. That's cool.
Awesome. I love it.
A lot of detail in there because of the resolution.
Yeah.
He's is that Stimpy or is that? No, that's Ren.
Yeah, that's Ren.
Ren is doing some bird photography. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool indeed.
You guys came up with some unique panorama.
Oh, this one's me. Okay, so people who follow the channel have probably seen this. This is from the parking garage at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and this one was a 9-shot panorama at 78 millimeters on full frame, and so it came out to only 19,325 by 4417.
And
Look, you can see you can almost see what's on TV in the hotel rooms in this thing. And it was cool because all 9 shots on this were 30 seconds each. So I got light trails and light stars, and anyway, really happy with the way this one turned out.
You know, we hadn't been to Goodfellas in a minute.
Yeah, we should go next time. Well, but you don't like to do street photography in this part of town.
No,
That's why
really.
If you did, we would probably go to Goodfellas a good bit more.
Yeah.
That old $49 70 to 210 makes pretty good light stars, doesn't it?
Go up and see if we can see the Goodfellas sign. Oh, yeah,
it's blown out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easy when you're doing photography of this type to overexpose it. I was right on the edge and past the edge on the Goodfellas sign for sure. But this is some of our one of our videos, we kind of started out the first 2 minutes about this Goodfellas pizza restaurant, and right over here,
it's Wanderlinger.
yeah,
you can't see it.
This is Wanderlinger Brewing, which we like, but we don't like it as much as Chattanooga Brewing. And there's the Dome Building, which, speaking of needing to fix lights, there's definitely an opportunity there. Cool place. And this, I definitely did this is kind of a ribbon panorama, and I did the scroll when I put this in the video. And this next one is from a video that's over a year old. It's this was April 21st of 19 is when I made this. This is a 12-shot panorama at Cades Cove. The Smoky Mountains living up to their name. There's a turkey in the field. Wobbling around. Kind of pretty. Let's see if there's any comments we're missing.
Everybody's complimenting you.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, everybody. Boop, boop. Mike, this is gorgeous. Mike said it was 8 shots. I almost thought that might have been a single shot. Yeah, no tiger. I think the tiger's in Knoxville.
Well, if it's a tiger.
Oh, it may have been misidentified.
Misidentified. Although he did check in from Market Square.
Yeah, that was funny. Okay, Richard Young is next, I believe. And he always does a nice job of talking about what's going on. So here we go. Oops, that's still mine, you big dummy. I don't think his are multi-shot panoramas, but they still are awesome. So let's take a look at them.
Awful wide.
Let's see. Okay, none of these photographs are strictly panoramas, but 3 of them are cropped wide-angle shots. The first 3 are all of the same field in southern Germany that I have returned to many times. I like the 16 trees on the horizon. I love that he has counted the trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just I like the trees on the horizon. I like the 16 trees on the horizon. That's awesome. And how the farmer's field changes with the seasons. This is number 1.
I love
because
it.
we are alphabetical.
Yeah.
This is with the D7100 at 1/400th.
I love the lines, the perspective.
F6.3 ISO 100 and 24 millimeters on the 10 to 24. Very cool. And the next one is at 10 millimeters on the same lens.
On the same camera body?
Yes. So now the trees look further back and you can see where this equipment that's made those perfectly straight lines has turned around.
Yeah.
And there's the 16 trees.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Beautiful colors.
And this, he darkens the sky.
Yeah.
I love the.
It makes
like
I don't know,
gradient.
there's a layer thing going on.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Okay, same field, but now this is at 35 millimeters with the D7100 f9. There's the 16 trees. So see,
cool.
you can see these lines here.
Yeah. Or those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in all of them, but they're the most noticeable to me in the one where the field's growing. Really cool. Great stuff, Richard. Okay, now the next picture. Let's see. I wanted to put this photograph in as my most recent. I love the Nikon PC-E 24 millimeter tilt shift lens, and it is perfect for architectural photography. This building is standing alone. I guess I should put the right building on. This building is standing alone in an industrial area of Mannheim, Germany, and it has the feeling that it has been preserved for its historical value. As I photographed the building, a couple of the occupants came out to see what I was doing. They are proud of their building too.
That's awesome.
Nikon D850 1/60th f8 ISO 64 with the 24 millimeter tilt shift. And he also included the color version of this photo, and we have to decide which one we like best. Here's the black and white,
Okay.
and there's the color.
Oh, that's hard.
I've already got mine decided. You can tell me which one you like the best. Color, black and white, color, black and
I
white.
don't know. I almost like the color better because you can see more of the character of the building and the fading of these shutters down here, but they're bright here. I don't know. Well, What about you?
I like the black and white better, but I like your reasons for pointing out the color. I think I'm not a big fan of this part of the
Yeah.
and in black and white it doesn't seem to take away as much. And I don't know if I like the green shutters, to be honest with you, but you can't tell that they're.
I like the green shutters.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would love the tiger.
Well, I did look at it, and I was like, man, that's cute.
Is that the Knoxville tiger?
I doubt it.
We got some votes. Joy
Black.
says black and white. Joe says black and white. Peter says color. So there's some information for you, Richard, if you're trying to figure out which one.
Oh, bye, Randy. He's going to photograph volleyball.
Oh, cool. Good
Football
luck.
tomorrow.
Fantastic. Wear your new masks.
I don't know if his masks are there yet.
Oh.
They usually take a little longer.
Oh, yeah,
to...
my masks. We got some new ones for me, and it took forever for them to come in. Thanks, Randy.
Mike says black and white.
So it looks like most people are. Cuban Rum says black and white.
Everybody's leaning black and white.
Sorry, honey.
It's okay.
All right, let's see what is next. We
Ron
got
Ron.
Mr. Waterfall coming up.
Cuban Rum says black and white.
It's Ron Durant. It's always a treat when Ron sends in pictures because his stuff is always really good. All right, we're going to start with A. Ron Durant A. This is at Fall Creek Falls State Park in Tennessee. You will find several waterfalls. There are two at the bottom of Cable Trail. He made this with the fabulous Nikon D500 and the 12-24 f4 DX lens at 19 millimeters, 6-shot panorama. That's really cool to get, both of these waterfalls that spill into the same pool in this shot. Because, imagine that's, it took 6 shots at 19 millimeters to get them both in. So you really need a crazy wide lens to do it.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Nice job. 1/13 of a second.
Yeah, I was looking at what the shutter speed.
It's an interesting shutter speed, because that leaves a lot of the character in this waterfall. It doesn't just turn it completely to mush. In this one as well. It's kind of it looks like about perfect water flow for this picture too. Much less in this waterfall would disappear.
Yeah.
Really nice. Great job, Ron. All right. What is next?
Oh, I love this.
This is a vista along Highway 441 between Newfound Gap and Cherokee, North Carolina. Now, 441 it goes all the way from Gatlinburg to Cherokee, but he's telling us that this is on the North Carolina side because Newfound Gap is right at the Tennessee-North Carolina line. This vista was expansive, and the only way to show it was a vertical panorama using a D7500 with the 35mm 1.8 DX, which I'm about to review that lens. It's so inexpensive. I'm about to do a little 10-minute gushing over that lens. I captured this 6-shot panorama.
Everything about this is beautiful. Look
really
at the clouds and the color and just the
it's kind of a late fall look, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of green left, but there's still plenty of orange going
I'd say
on.
it's probably right after peak color.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Very nice. We've been wanting to go up in that general direction to see the elk, but we keep getting put off by how long the drive is.
Yeah.
It's to get to the place where we think the elk will be is 3 hours from here. And, so that's 3 more hours to get home. And, whew. Because
it's on the North Carolina side. If we were going to the Tennessee side, it takes us, an hour and a half to get to Cades Cove?
No, it's longer than that.
Oh, okay. I sleep for most of it. So.
Yeah, I'm having to do the work. All right, here we go. Here is Ron Durant C, taken along the new section of the Foothills Parkway between Townsend and Wears Valley. This is a 9-shot panorama taken with the Nikon D610. Whoa, I didn't know Ron did full frame, but he did. Using the 16 to 35 f4 at 31 millimeters, the scene did not turn out as dramatic as he'd hoped. Well,
It's
it looks
very
pretty
pretty.
doggone dramatic to me. I think it looks really good. I love the, I believe that's a cloud inversion
Yeah,
going
it's
on right
definitely.
there. Yeah, that's really pretty. You know, the Foothills Parkway runs from,
I mean, we turned on it in Townsend before.
yeah, it runs from Highway 321 on the north side to Highway 129 just before the Tail of the Dragon starts on the south side. And it's a it's a curvy mountain road, but it's not as curvy as the Cherry Hill Skyway, and certainly not as curvy as the Tail of the Dragon. I don't think it's as curvy as Highway 441 that goes from Cherokee to Gatlinburg, but it certainly has some scenic vistas, doesn't it? That's beautiful. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. All right, now let's see. I can't remember who that is. I'm gonna have to click on it, I think. TV. All right. I think TV said that this was his first panorama. So we got Heather's first panorama, Joy's panorama, and TV's first panorama ever. So these photo challenges actually served a purpose this time. Yeah. Phil, thanks for suggesting the panorama for this week's challenge. This was my first attempt at doing a panorama. This photo was taken at the Oak Point Park and Nature Preserve in Plano, Texas. Used a Nikon D810 1/100th f7.1 and 42 millimeters. Not sure how many images were used to make it. Whoops.
Well, it's 13,000.
It's 13,000, so I would say at least 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Really cool. It's beautiful. I love the colors in the sky.
Oh yeah.
As they're reflected here on the lake or pond or whatever this is.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I wonder if you zoom in, if you can see these people.
Maybe so. Or maybe.
Come on, computer. Yep, there's people.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Just a beautiful photograph of a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, TV.
What's the next one?
Okay, this location I know well.
Oh, this is Todd.
Todd Shane. Thanks for sending this in, Todd. Where is your email?
Right here.
There it is. Parksville Lake. This is a 5-panel pano, but each panel was 5 exposures. So this is a high dynamic range panorama. So,
oh wow!
So it's 25 images, 5 panels left to right, and each of those 5 panels is a 5-shot HDR. This is Parksville Lake, which is part of the Ocoee River, and this is really near where Highway 30 runs into Highway 64 out there.
It's where Greasy Creek
comes in. We did a video from here. I can't remember how long my exposure was. I did a shot of these famous cypress trees growing out of the water that was a ridiculous, like 5 minutes or something.
It was long.
Something crazy. But this high dynamic range shot is really beautiful.
Yeah, I love the red in these. We might have to go there at fall, honey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got a bunch of places. And you remember how, because I took my shot standing in the water, you remember how stinky that water was?
That water was so
We're
gross.
talking about, we've been thinking about making one of those sealed jar terrariums where you get some gooky mud out of a pond or something and some water out of the pond and put a lid on it and let it sit there in the window and see what happens. That water's funky right there.
That is some funky water.
That might be a place to use as our source material for it. Really beautiful, great. You know, I've seen 1,000 pictures from there, and it seems like no two look exactly the same.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't either. Great job, Todd. Okay, one left. This is Vince.
Oh yes, I love this. Mike said it's 2020. Be careful what you grow in a jar.
Yeah. Good point. Why can I not find Vince? Are you helping me?
Oh, sorry. I was reading comments.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's your other job.
Right there.
I'm keeping you working.
Yep.
All right. Phil and Heather, please see my Panorama entry attached. This was taken at the Shiloh Wind Farm near Sacramento, California. I wasn't really sure how the conditions for photography were going to be due to smoky haze in the air.
Oh.
This pano is actually cropped from a wider pano, which I do that all the time. It's still a pano, but I think it's a better composition this way. Yeah, you should definitely. I like to make my panos bigger than they need to be and then crop them for composition.
Yeah.
And he says it's better composition this way. Taken with the Nikon Z6 and the 24-70 f2.8 lens. Thanks for doing these photo challenges. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for participating.
Can you see what date this was taken? I just wonder about, when this was with regard to the fire. Oh, recently.
September 5th, yeah.
Yeah, so, wow.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
This, I think Ronderant is often near a wind farm.
Oh, really?
I may be thinking of somebody else.
I love this. This is beautiful.
It seems like I remember him flying his drone around wind farms, but this is not the one that he's flying around for sure, because this is in California.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I love the dark sky. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah, and Lightroom is causing problems with it.
Yeah.
If I go into the develop module,
Yeah.
it'll look better in a minute once
it gets its
bearings.
Yeah.
It'll get rid of stuff like that,
Yeah.
which just the view module doesn't get rid of. Anyway, it's really pretty.
It is.
Really pretty. Let's full screen it.
It's beautiful.
Looks like I guess it's a 16:9 crop. It fits full screen exactly. Very nice. How much? Sorry, a little Borat for you. Okay, so that is the last one. Let's flip through them again real quick. TV's Monster Panorama. Cuban Rum. Why do I always get TV and Cuban Rum mixed up? I'm so dumb. Cuban Rum's awesome Panorama from Hell. Dana's Jets and Clouds. George's Stages of Sunrise. Heather's Aquarium and Bridge and Door.
The dice.
Joe's Dice in Various Skies with Hearts. Joey's first panorama at the, what do you call that place?
It's an Amish community.
At the Amish community. And at the Hiawassee Wildlife Refuge. Mike at a mill. A fantastically cool building. Ren and Stimpy. Here's a couple of my old shots. 16 trees at the end of a field from Richard. And black and white wins the color or black and white vote. 2 waterfalls from Fall Creek Falls. And beautiful vistas from various famous highways in the Smokies or near the Smokies. One's in and one's near. TV's first pano. The world famous. I think these trees right here may actually be world famous. I definitely know they're regionally famous. Every photographer I know has taken a picture of them. And this awesome wind farm in California. Very cool. Let's delete.
Awesome.
Let's clear those off of my hard drive if I can. All right.
You're struggling?
Yes, I cannot get it to highlight all of them. There we
you
go. Delete. Delete from disk.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Okay, so let's see here. Anybody making any comments that I should be aware of?
George Nagata's here.
Hey, George. Was George not here before?
Nope.
George, we liked your Chicago panorama. Yes. It was cool. It was cool indeed. All right, so let's remind about David's live stream coming up this coming Tuesday. Things from your front yard. I bet he'll be okay with your side yard or your backyard. Just something at your house. Very cool. And then, I thought about doing, Joy had suggested desaturating, and I thought about that, and I was thinking about doing I was thinking about saying make a photo of a complete stranger, which that may be 2 weeks from today. But we are actually going to do this time. I kind of stole this idea from David. David did a challenge where he wanted to feature the color red, and let's do yellow. Let's get It was all yellow. Let's do yellow in the photo somewhere. You know, it could be flowers, it could be a school bus, it could be a cab, it could be whatever. Just let's see some yellow in your picture. Let's see what kind of compositions from any genre of photography. Joy, you could get a picture of an American goldfinch, you know, for your yellow. Whatever you want to do, let's just see some yellow. And so we're going to make, so this one I think is going to be a little bit easier than the one we just did. And then for the next one, you know, this live stream that's coming up on October 1st, which is when this is due, October the 1st. The 2 weeks after that, we won't have a live stream because we'll be in Disney World. So it'll be 4 weeks in between October the 1st and the next live stream for a photo challenge. So that's probably when I'm going to make a photo of a complete stranger. I mean, I don't know yet. I'll tell you on October 1st if I decide for sure. But for now, it was all yellow. Let's work on that. And we thank you for tuning in for live stream number 9. And we really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Are there any comments we need to talk about?
No.
David is pushing his stream back a week, George says. That'll mess up our
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
yeah, we'll see. All right. We're out of here. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.